Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VOLKRING Gaming. Today is a very special day. We are here to try Overwatch on two systems. We have two separate systems and it is very important for this test. So, for example, we have a iMac here that has a M1 chip, 8 CPU cores, 8 GPU cores and 8 gigabytes of RAM. That is 888. But right here we have a MacBook Pro with one fan, basically the same chip, but also 16 gigabytes of RAM. And on these two machines we are going to test Overwatch, but not just Overwatch. This is way more than that. We're running macOS, and then on top of that we're running virtual machine software, which is going to run an entirely different OS, Windows for ARM. And then Windows for ARM is going to emulate an x86 game, Overwatch, and try to translate it into something that an ARM chip can understand. It's going to be one big mess. For now, let's just start with the M1 iMac. So before we get started, obviously it's very important to know that while you run a virtual machine, you can obviously mess with the amount of resources that you want to give the virtual machine. So with Parallels, they recommend the maximum amount of RAM that you use for your virtual machine to be 4 gigabytes if you have 8 gigabytes in total. We did notice that it didn't really run that well, so we at least gave it 2 extra cores of the CPU just to check if that would work at 2 cores above the 4 recommended cores that it has at the beginning, because otherwise it's just unplayable. So let's just see what the results is of having 2 extra cores but still the maximum recommended spec in terms of RAM. You see that the frame rates are going up and down. It flickers a lot between 14 and 22, 30. I don't know, and this is just the starting screen. It's quite bad. It is quite bad. You have to remember the amount of layers that we're going through, right? But still, you need an experience that you can actually have playable. And with 8 gigabytes, it's going to be tight. So we start the game and it's already at 9. You have to remember that we're playing everything on low and 1080p with 100%, with a render scale of 100%, right? Starting the game right now. Even on the loading screen, you see the occasional stutter. And we're in 7 FPS, 6 FPS, jumping up to 22, and it's definitely disorientating to play a game with so many stutters. I'm just here to show you what the experience will be if you try this. I'm literally not, my positioning is off, I can't really move, so the input that I do is just fairly delayed, and it is so bad. Now obviously this is also with screen recording on, although it is a different system outside of the emulation that is actually recording the screen. So what we're going to try and do here is going to give it like half a gigabyte more RAM, just to try and see what happens, since as you could see it is unified memory. And it says that there is 2 gigabytes available for graphics. But I'm just going to use the logic that the game as a minimum uses 4 gigabytes of RAM. And it also used about 500 gigabytes of VRAM. So if I give it 500 more, maybe the other 4 gigabytes will just be used for the game. There we go, bye. So you can see that even this screen now has about 10 FPS more, and I'm going to tell you that that is because of the VRAM. But now it has the 4 gigabytes completely available for the game, and obviously Windows and all the shenanigans that Windows needs to use. But you still see the stuttering though, and this is still not a reasonable way to play a game, if you ask me. Obviously I wasn't able to assess all this while playing the game, so that's why we used the recording. And also I wanted to spare you guys the annoying faces that I was making because of the lag and probably all the swearing and stuff. But yeah. Okay, so here we are at the same screen again. We're going to try and boost the RAM up a little bit more and see if we can get just a touch more of performance. But we have to be careful because obviously macOS, which is still doing the screen recording, needs to have enough headspace to run. Otherwise, if you cripple the host OS too much, it doesn't really matter how many resources you have available for the OS that's running inside the host OS. or on top of the host OS, because it's going to be problematic. If you slow down the host OS too much, you probably slow down every application that's running on top of it, including, obviously, Windows. So, we're trying out. Oh, here we go. Okay. Ooh, that was a big stutter in the beginning. 7 FPS in the beginning in the loading screen. That's not good. Well, I'm going to check out what it does when it's stabilized, right? Obviously, right now, you're already behind your team, so this is just not going to work in a non-casual environment. Why am I rezzing next to a Winston? The Winston didn't even notice me. Okay, no worries. It's quick play. It's fine. Anyways, it's unfortunate that this game is still running on x86 only, right? I hope Overwatch will get ARM support. Since World of Warcraft has ARM support, it runs natively on ARM already. On macOS and I feel like on Windows as well, I'm not sure. I would say so. I don't know, dude. Like, it's completely up to you, but I wouldn't try this if I were you. For your own sanity. Anyways, let's just try the MacBook Pro. Now, before we get started, we are going to the settings. I'm going to show you that we are running the 6 cores in terms of processor and a little bit more than 12 gigabytes of RAM and up to 6 gigabytes of graphics. So let's just get going. Going into quick play straight away. Support, obviously support. I'm a support player. And let's run into a deathmatch. Let's see what happens. I mean, I'm gonna say, like, I don't see any stutter whatsoever. So I'm just saying.
With every death comes
honor. With honor, redemption. Jesus Christ, man. I just joined. Relax. Fuck. Where is he? There he is. He moved. He didn't want to smoke. Boys. Let's go with Marcy, right? Let's show them some Marcy. Obviously, that's also really great to point out. We are playing this game in something close to 1080p. That's the closest we can get. And 100% render skill, and obviously everything else on low, which is basically the same thing that we were doing on the iMac. The resolution was actually 1080p. I don't know why it isn't 1080p right here, but I don't feel like there's an option to go to 1080p, is there? Is there an option to go to 10? No, there is no. Well, I mean, no. This is the closest to 1080p, and you're gonna have to deal with it, man. I'm sorry. Maybe you should, if you have a 1080p display, you can, like, connect it. But for now, this is it. And as you can see, like, the smoothness is amazing. Like, it's absolutely amazing. Look at this. This is a M1 chip with integrated graphics running Overwatch inside Windows ARM, where it gets emulated from x86 to ARM, and then from that is running on an OS that's being hosted by another OS. So it's practically just emulating loads of things at the same time. And I'm not paying attention to the game because I'm talking to you guys, which is absolutely amazing. Now, I do notice that the FPS is dropping occasionally, right? But the stutter, the actual disorientated lag is not there. So you do notice that it goes back to about 24 FPS sometimes, and you're like, huh, it's not, like, not preferable, right? And if you want to eliminate that completely, you can go to 720p or like lower the render scale. But for me, it's not too bad, like, especially for a casual player like me. I don't really care. But you can see that the game is actually playable. It's not like a gaming rig, right? And that is obviously, like, if you watch this channel, you're probably not thinking about buying a gaming rig. You're just buying a MacBook Pro or any Mac for work, for school, for whatever, and you're just trying to figure out if it can game. And if you buy the 16 gigs of RAM version, you will be able to play games on it. Now, again, is it going to be as good as on a gaming rig? No. But you can play. You can decently play a game at around 30 FPS. Now Blizzard, look at me. Blizzard, look at the screen. Blizzard! Make this game available for Windows ARM. We're not even talking about macOS here. Windows ARM. You know what to do. Either Overwatch 2 or Overwatch. I don't think that's going to happen. Make it available for Windows ARM. The moment you do this, since Parallels is running natively, you will be able to target our market as well. Get the wheels in. Like literally all you have to do, because then we can play at medium settings. We can play with about 40 to 60 FPS. I can guarantee you that it will jump up, because this emulating, this translating of Windows is so bad. It's not like Rosetta, right? Where the Elder Scrolls Online is actually practically playing like it would natively, right? It's not good. It's so bad. The translation layer of Windows is so bad, and you can tell it's bad because I'm running with 12 gigabytes of RAM, a decent chip. I'm just not paying attention to the game at all. We just lost that. I feel like it's probably because of me. What was I trying to say? Yeah, it's like a 1650, right? In terms of the GPU, and then like it has an 8-core CPU. Listen, you can make this game playable on Parallels if you just make it natively available for Windows ARM. And then you can have the target audience of macOS users who are definitely going to, like they did always, like bootcamp into Windows, or right now emulate Windows. Oh, it wasn't because of me. Because you have like the gold hills for the entire game, even with the enemy team included. Anyways, I digress all the time. I can't concentrate on the freaking talking points that I want to hit. Let's see who got it, boys. Who got a little plaque? Who got a little plaque? And oh, baby, from the whole match. So anyways, if we want to end this game up, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is you should have bought the 16 gigabytes version. If you have the 8 gigabyte version right now, just spam Blizzard to make this game natively available for Windows ARM or macOS, but that's not gonna happen. Anyways, Windows ARM, because the translation layer from Windows itself is just so bad. Anyways, it runs on the 16 gigabytes version decently well, and it is playable, maybe a little bit more than playable, but for a casual player who does some competitive on the side, who does some quick play on the side, it runs fine. On any Mac that has 8 gigabytes of RAM and an M1 in it, you might have a little bit less luck there. Again, yeah, gonna have to wait for Blizzard to make this game available for Windows ARM. I have hope though, because I feel like Windows has been targeting ARM devices for a little bit with this new Windows 11 that's coming out. So I'm not sure about Overwatch 2. But eventually you will get an iteration of Overwatch for ARM as well, and especially when this world start rolling over into ARM more and more, there will be more games that natively get available for Windows ARM, and when it's natively available for Windows ARM, it will run so much better through Parallels. Obviously, for a quick overview here, we will show you the numbers and all the frame rates that we have been able to see and notice. So definitely check that out. And this was our video on Overwatch. Check out the one on the Elder Scrolls here. For now, definitely leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys game on.